Testing 1, 2. I think there's one thing we can all agree on, is that the IRS sucks cock. How are you doing, you fucking hoes, bitches, assholes, nice people? Hopefully most of you people are nice people. And if you're not, why are you so mean? Why are you like the IRS and you want to collect money I'm already paying for? I have quarterly payments and they're telling me I owe money. It's like, dude, fuck you. I was on the phone for an hour on hold and then they hung up on me. I didn't even get a chance. No chance at all. So I said, fuck you. So on my next day off, I'm going down wherever there's an IRS building and I'll be like, listen, I'm paying these fucking bills already. Why are you making me pay more? I didn't fucking have to do this shit ever until this year for some fucking reason. You know, that's the problem with YouTube. With the payments I got all last year, and I can't imagine what they're gonna be next year, but you know, you have to owe a lot of money and it's a problem. But I'm on quarterly payments, you know, I pay a good chunk of money each fucking 4 months or 3 months. So, you know, I don't know what the fuck they want from me, but I'm gonna try to give them another call actually again at some point, probably tomorrow or Thursday, but man, that pissed me off. But anyways, we're gonna be doing some Viagra horror stories today, and you know, I found 2 on the Reddit community today. I fucked up. I frequent this community a lot. I think it's a pretty good community, and there's some good stories on there. Today, I fucked up because the IRS wants to fucking charge me money that I don't have to pay for. You know, and they said they warned me too. It's like, I never got one fucking letter from you, piece of shit. And you try to contact them and they don't answer. Go fucking figure. Oh, but if I didn't pay, they'd answer right away. Or they call and be like, hey, look, you didn't pay. Blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. Maybe I shouldn't pay. And then I'll get them to contact me. I'll be like, listen, I'm not going to pay until you answer the phone. So, yeah, there we go. Even though I'm already paying. Alright. Today I fucked up by accidentally taking a Viagra. So a couple weeks ago, my wife and I were on a lake vacation with several other couples. We rented a large house and had taken our boat with us to the lake. When preparing for the trip, I was getting my daily meds ready in one of those daily pill sorters. Sounds like you are 78 years old. I decided I would throw a couple Viagra in just in case the opportunity arose for us to have a little extra fun. Get it? Opportunity arose? Erections? I just stuck one in Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, thinking I would just put it back in those compartments when I was taking my regular meds. I am sure most guys say it, but I don't necessarily need the Viagra, but they are fun every once in a while. Every once in a while, not every once in a while. Dude, Viagra would be the last fucking thing I need to fucking take, dude. There's times where I can't even put my boner down. TMI. So the first couple days, everything went as planned, and when I took my meds, I just put the Viagra back in the sorter and took my regular meds. But on Tuesday, things were a little different. I got up, wink wink, early to go wakeboarding with the guys and forgot to take my meds. So when we came back in for breakfast, I walked in my room and saw my pill box and just picked it up and dumped the pills for Tuesday in my hand. I didn't look at them all. I just threw them in my mouth and took a drink. After breakfast, we all decided to take the boats out, anchor, and swim at a popular spot. Some other friends showed up. One couple had a bunch of kids with them, so the boats were crowded. Lots of people were swimming, getting on and off boats for snacks, etc. Doesn't sound like this is going to end well. So I'm in the water swimming and talking with friends, having a pretty good time. I start to realize that something weird is going on. Not sure what started it, but I noticed I'm a bit aroused. And wearing loose swim trunks, it's like a tent. So I stay in the water swimming around for a while. After an hour or so, still aroused, my wife asks me if I want to get in the boat to eat some lunch, and I tell her I will a little later. So another hour goes by, and I'm still in the water waiting for it to go down. A bunch of women are in our boat at this point, so still not a great time to get out of the water with this tent thing going on. After about another half hour of hiding in the water, it finally subsides enough that I can hide it enough that no one else will notice what's going on, and I finally get in the boat and have some lunch. When I get back to the house later that day and walk by my pill box, I realize that I had a Viagra in with Tuesday's meds, and I accidentally took it when I took my other meds. That explained why I had an erection like a 16-year-old kid for 3 hours. Well, honestly, you knew you put your pills in there and you took it out. So what were you expecting? What did you think it was? You think it was your citalopram? You think it was your clonazepam? I don't think so. Alright. This one is called Today I Fucked Up by Popping Viagra on a Tinder Dinner Date. Tinder Dinner Date. So this happened 2 nights ago. There's a girl I've been speaking to for around a month on Tinder who had actually started falling for desperate, never having previously met. However, in the time since we began speaking, I wasn't keen on pushing things too fast with her, as I believe she would actually be the kind of girl I love to introduce to my friends and family. Can't stick it in unless you want to go stick it with the family. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Be that as it may, in the meantime, on account of being a horny motherfucker that hadn't had his Nat King in over 6 months, I proceeded to get to talking to some of the freakiest looking girls I could find on Tinder. Before too long, I had arranged and attended a very drunken bar crawl with the girls I'd speaking to who I knew was looking for the same thing. Alright, bad sentence. So, skip to later on the night of the date with the promiscuous one. We got down to some fondling at her place. Things were going very well, by my standards at least, until it transpired that I was unable to perform. 20% nerves, 80% whiskey. Well, that explains it. More like 100% whiskey, bro. Needless to say, she didn't take this too well and proceeded to freak out and never to speak to me again. Fuck it, I thought. This has happened to me far too often, so I'm going to hit up the good old internets and get me some of that blue stuff, just as insurance. So, do girls like do that? They fucking leave you if you can't, you know, perform right away? I guess, you know, if they're hornier than you, I guess they do have a problem, but I would never, if a girl didn't want to do that with me, I wouldn't leave them. I don't know, that just doesn't, that sounds kind of wrong to leave someone for that, but I don't know, this guy seems kind of sketchy. So it's probably not just that. There's probably something wrong with them. Anyway, fast forward a couple weeks, and my newfound chemically back confidence led me to ask marriage material girl out for a dinner date. She accepted and we agreed to meet 2 nights ago. Prior to the date, I figured things would probably escalate pretty quickly given the content and duration of our previous chats, and I'll be goddamned if I'm going to let this girl down in the sack. So in preparations for the night's main potential event, I popped 2 of my little blue friends just as the main course was arriving. I figured that given the fact we were just about to tuck into a huge meal, it would take at least around 2 hours until liftoff. Of that I was certain. I was wrong, very wrong. After no longer than 20 minutes, I could feel my sinuses clearing, the pressure behind my eyes becoming unbearable, and the veins of my forehead pulsating. Not the kind of veins on your head I was thinking, you know? In fact, I had become convinced that my actual heart had now taken up residence on the side of my fucking face. However, I knew this pressure had to be heading somewhere down below, and before I knew it, my penis was confidently finding its way down and almost right through the trouser leg of my jeans like a vicious, meaty glacier. To ease the relentless expansion of my member, I resorted to that old schoolboy trick of pulling him up flat against my belly and strapping the ever-expanding, darkening head in place nearest my belly button by my trusty leather belt. Oh my god, there's countless times, man, where you just get a boner at the worst fucking time, and then you gotta put your dick up and with your belt. Yeah, it holds it right up there. It saves a lot of embarrassment that could happen. But if you're wearing basketball shorts, you're fucked, dude. Unless somehow those basketball shorts have belts, which they don't. But yeah, then it usually, once you start forgetting about it, it goes away. But then, you know, there's times where you just keep thinking about it and it just doesn't, it just keeps going. I don't know, it happens sometimes, you know, it could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be caused by anything, really. I mean, you could be thinking of something, but it really, I mean, it could just pop up out of nowhere. I mean, just like morning wood and everything. Like, what? That happens, so why can't it happen in the afternoon? Afternoon wood. Or evening wood, I don't know. I no longer re-entered conversation or regained eye contact with her. When I felt the vision of my left eye start to narrow and my breathing became tighter, I was sweating buckets by this point, and I'm sure I'd turned green. I had to get up. Crash. I hit the deck just as I was trying to escape to the bathroom to hide my worsening and pretty fucking obvious shame. I have never felt a sickness or stronger desire to pass out before in my entire life. When I finally came around after a minute or so, pretty much all the kitchen and waiting staff were around me. My date was leaning over my head, holding a bloody towelette to my busted-ass skull. I looked into her eyes, lovingly thinking, this really ain't so bad, but the compassion wasn't there, not in her eyes. In her eyes, there was something else. It wasn't really concern either. Then it hit me. I had seen that look before. It was an equal mix of shame, horror, and rage. It was the look a girl gives you when you're lying on the floor on your back in a public place in a ripped shirt covered in blood with your fully erect penis peering through the belt of your jeans, leaking what can only be described as post-traumatic pre-cum and possibly a little bit of piss. She won't return my text, her Tinder has vanished, my dick is sore, and I am ashamed. Fucking result. Edit. Interestingly enough, this post attracted the attention of a swarm of trolls, armchair doctors, and do-gooders. I'm not sure it's the same mob that jump on guys like Julien Blanc and the same kind of guys that always bring out guitars at parties, but whoever you are, it's pretty fucking obvious what you're doing. Any positive comments are probably getting downvoted to hell. If you think I don't understand the danger of the situation, you're even more retarded than I was on the night of the date. Take your unsolicited advice and opinions and ram them right up your collective colons. Man, this guy had a lot to say, didn't he? Alright, this person said, you didn't fuck up by popping Viagra. You fucked up by thinking that you needed some because you can't moderate your drinking before coitus, and then overdose without a prescription. Couldn't agree with that anymore. And to be truthful, on a good day where you haven't tied your drink on so fucking tightly, you probably don't need Viagra and keep a normal reaction. When drinking causes you injury, either directly resulting from the consumption of misadventure that seems to go hand in hand with drinking way too much, it's time to take a step back and make some course corrections. You mean course corrections? Keeping Viagra on hand to make sure that you can drink to excess is a terrible solution. Yeah, I don't know. What's the side effects of mixing Viagra with alcohol? I'm sure it's not very good. For Viagra and Alzheimer's? Too much alcohol can worsen erectile dysfunction and reduce the drug's effectiveness. Makes sense. I mean, couldn't agree with that anymore, you know? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you're trying to fuck, why would you want to be on alcohol? Or why would you want to be drinking alcohol? Like, it doesn't fucking make sense. Now I'm kind of interested in the Alzheimer's, because that was the first thing that showed up. Oh. Well, it says there's no evidence. So then why is this even a thing here? Wait. Oh. Viagra associated with reduced risk of Alzheimer's. That's strange. Hey, shout out Cleveland Clinic. Man, that guy's name is fucking cool. Feiyong Chang. F-E-I-X-I-O-N-G Chang. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This is, exposing the cells to sildenafil, I think that's how you pronounce the Viagra. Sildenafil led to increased growth of neurites, which connect neurons to each other, and decreased tau phosphorylation, an early biomarker of Alzheimer's disease. Taken together, these results show an association between sildenafil use, and reduced Alzheimer's disease risk. But the researchers emphasize that they haven't shown that Viagra prevents or reverses AD. There may be other factors responsible for the association. Because our findings only establish an association between sildenafil. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. Sildenafil, yeah, sildenafil. Oh.
Sildenafil.
I was way off with that one. Sildenafil. Alright, sildenafil. Because our findings only establish an association between sildenafil use and reduced incidence of Alzheimer's disease, we are now planning a mechanistic trial and phase 2 randomized clinical trial to test causality and confirm sildenafil's clinical benefits for Alzheimer's patients, Chang explains. This is one of many efforts we are supporting to find existing drugs or available safe compounds for other conditions that would be good candidates for Alzheimer's disease clinical trials, says Dr. Jean Wan, a program director at NIA. Repurposing existing drugs could save time and cost bringing AD therapies to patients. Alright, pretty interesting. So, hey, if you're on Alzheimer's and you're taking a lot of Benadryl, take some Viagra. You'll be just fine. Just kidding. Don't listen to me. I wonder what the interactions between that is. Nah, I'm just going off the rails here. But who gives a fuck? Interaction. Let's see if there's any. Oh, it's likely safe. Look at that. That's funny. I like looking at this fucking interactions checker. It's fun to look at because you can just see which ones are bad, which ones are good. Let's see. All right, let's just think of another drug. Let's think of oxycodone. Let's see if that mixes well together. Check interactions. Moderate. It's a moderate interaction. Wow. Alright, that's a fun website. But yeah. Excuse me. That was the Viagra horror stories. We're gonna call this one the absolute horror of Viagra. It's gonna be a good second channel video. Spotify listeners too, you're getting it. And yeah, that was a fun time, and I fucking could not say Sildenafil. I keep on saying Sudafil because I'm thinking of modafinil, and or is it modafinil? I really don't know. I really don't care at this point. This video's over. Goodbye.